Okay. Starbucks apologizes amid backlash over arrest of black men. So what this is about is a story in America, uh, in Philadelphia, Starbucks, Philadelphia. Two guys went in there to meet somebody. I think they used the toilet and were waiting for a guy to turn up. Now, these two guys didn't buy anything, and then the police were called and they were arrested. So let's just go through this. Coffee chain Starbucks has apologised after two black men arrested while waiting for a friend at one of their shops in the US city of Philadelphia. Amateur video shows police placing the pair, who were accused by shop staff of trespassing, in handcuffs. The footage has been widely shared since it was posted on Twitter and has led to accusation of racial profiling. Starbucks chief executive Kevin Johnson said the video was hard to watch and the actions taken were wrong. She's on Twitter, so we can run this to see. Actually, I won't play this. The police were called because these men hadn't ordered anything. They were waiting for a friend to show up, who did, as they were taken out in handcuffs for doing nothing. All the other white people are wondering why it's never happened to us when we do the same thing. Well, I'll get to that. In the incident, which took place on Thursday evening, the two men were approached by the store manager and asked to leave after they requested the use of a toilet without making a purchase, police said. In response, the men told staff that they were waiting for a friend and refused to leave. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross said his officers were right to carry out the arrest after staff told them the pair were causing a disturbance and trespassing. If a business calls and they said that someone is here that I no longer wish to be in my business, the officers now have a legal obligation to carry out their duties, which is correct. I mean, I remember back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you couldn't go into a shop or certain shops and just sit around, or go into a cafe and sit around. And if you're not gonna buy something, I mean, back in the day, you could use a toilet in the pub. I mean, if you went in and said to can I use your toilet? Or even you didn't even bother, you just walked through the pub and went to use the toilet. But today, you've got to ask. In fact, today, there's notices say the toilets are only for customers. So if I've been into establishment when I needed a toilet and I said, look, can I use your toilet? And I've actually put a £1 coin into the, what do they call it, charity box. So can I use your toilet, please? And I'm so I'm desperate, and they say, they'll look and say, and then I've done it before. I've taken out a £1, I put it in the charity box, and they said, no, you don't need to do that. You need to use the toilet. Go and use the toilet. You don't have to put any money in. And so I've gone and used the toilet, and I've said thank you very much because it's helped me out. But I don't, if they said to me, no, you can't use the toilet, I'd have to look for somewhere else, or maybe look for a wall or something to use the toilet. Um, that's just the lack of toilets in the UK now. They've taken away a lot of them. But this, um, I think the police are nothing to. They're doing their job, so nobody can accuse the police of anything. They're doing their job. The problem is that they're a business, and black people have got to face the facts that you're going to be watched regardless. So when there's two big black men that walk into your store, if black men think they can just walk in without anyone noticing them, then they've got another thing coming. They just have, you know. Um, this is Philadelphia. There's a lot of black people in Philadelphia, so I mean, maybe there are certain areas where white people gather more. Maybe this Starbucks felt uncomfortable because maybe there aren't black people that normally come in. Um, but I've been into a Costa with someone, and the first thing I do is buy something. I mean, if I'm going to go into a Costa and sit down and use their facility, i.e., their chair, I'm obliged, not obliged. Well, yeah, no, sorry, I'm obliged to at least buy something. Now, if I buy something in that establishment, then like coffee or even a bottle of water, I've bought a bottle. I've seen someone come in to Costa, buy a bottle of water, get the computer out, and start surfing. Open the bottle of water and start drinking. They have bought something in that store, so now they are a customer. These guys are not customers. They walked in to this store, and then um, so they were using this place as a meeting place to meet their friend. Remember, let's read this again. In the incident which took place on Thursday, the two men were approached by the store manager and asked to leave after they requested to use the toilet without making a purchase, police said. They're not obliged to allow you to use the toilet. Okay? They requested to use the toilet. So they must have used the toilet and then sat down. This is a business. Starbucks is a business establishment. So if you're going to go in there and you're going to use the toilet, I'm afraid, sorry, you know, you do have to have an obligation buy something. You know, they were waiting for a friend. Why didn't they buy just a little coffee? One of them could have got coffee, bought something, then they sat down. Once you bought something, you can now use those facilities. If I need to use the toilet at McDonald's, okay, at the drive-in one, and I'll drive in, I'll go and use the toilet, and then I'll go and buy something. Or you walk out. You see, these guys had asked to use the toilet, and therefore the manager noticed them. They didn't buy anything. They decided to sit down, okay, after using the facilities. So the manager obviously was a bit ticked off. They're a business after all. No, sorry. Listen, it's all here. The two men were approached by the store manager and asked to leave after they requested to use the toilet without making a purchase. So the only thing I need to know, did they use the toilet? They must have used the toilet and then sat down. So the manager saw that they hadn't bought anything and then asked them to leave. It's just how it goes. Maybe if they'd have just walked in, gone and used the toilet, and then come outside and waited outside. If that had been a problem and the police had been called in, um, well, they did come in, they did use the toilet and then walked out. Look, they did ask the manager if they could use um, if they could use the toilet, which is is fair enough. And obviously, I think the manager in this case obviously got hacked off. They didn't buy anything, you know. But the business is within their rights to do that. I mean, just because they asked them to use the toilet doesn't now give them they feel the right to now sit down in the store and they've not made any purchase. They're a business. Those seats are for people who are buying and they're going to sit down and then have something to eat. So I think we're looking a little bit too deep into this, and I think I don't see what the purpose of the protest is. What I mean, what is this another big day out? Are they going to get a few $1 million? I mean, what's going on? No, they're asked to leave. They got the use of a toilet, which some businesses here in the UK will have a notice outside saying the toilets are for customers only, i.e., you have to purchase something before you can use the toilet. When you purchase something, then you can use the toilet. They're a business. They're running a business. It's for their customers. So no. Sorry, this is no. I'm not accepting this. Starbucks didn't have to apologise. Those guys went in. They were allowed to use the toilet. They then sat down, and then they were asked to leave, and they refused. Why? You were told to leave because you didn't buy anything. You used the toilet, and then you refused to leave. I don't see what the problem is. They call the police. I would have probably done the same thing. It's sorry. No, this is what they class as a nothing burger. Doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me at all. When you read this lady going on about, all the other white people are wondering why it's never happened to us. What's that got to do with it? It's bollocks. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. It's all in this sentence here. This is the bit where it really. The most important thing is they asked to use the toilet. Okay, asked to leave after they requested the use of the toilet without making a purchase. In response, the men told staff that they were waiting for a friend and refused to leave. Look, I'm afraid, these Starbucks are not usually huge. When you walk into there, people can see you already. The manager's there looking at people that come in. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. This isn't an instance of racial profiling. This is an instance of two guys coming in, wanted to use the take the piss. You take the piss. Wanted to use the facilities to take the piss. To go for a piss. And they then didn't buy anything. And then, they're wondering why the police was called. They were asked to leave. They're within their rights as a business. You have to leave. They're not bought anything. I think it's unfair on those stuff. I don't think it's anything to do with the racial thing. I mean, it's just, this is just a case of people being a little bit oversensitive now. I mean, what's going to happen now? They're going to have black people walking in there, sitting and not buying anything to do what? Just to mooch around? No. I've been to Costa in the UK, and when I go to Costa, I buy something. I know that you can't just sit there and do what? You want to go and sit there, use their computer, even though you've registered, use their computer and not buy anything. It's a business. It's their establishment. It's not yours. It's a private establishment. You don't own it. The government doesn't own it. Well, sorry, it does own it, but what I'm saying is they're not obliged to. It's not a case of they weren't served. They didn't buy anything. So anyway, I've said my 2 pence. This is not racial profiling. They didn't buy anything. They walked in. They had the use of the toilet, and they just decided to now sit down and without purchasing anything. The same thing happens here in the UK. If you don't buy anything, you'll be asked to